Hi, my name is Fedor.
And this is Ross, and we're from cheapwatchreviews.com.
So today we're going to be looking at the infamous Seiko Spork, internally codenamed as the SRP043k1 by Seiko.
And let's look at some of the specifications to get started.
So as you'll notice, it's even right away, it's a substantial looking watch. So we've got a 44mm stainless steel case without the crown, which is 13mm thick. And we've got very, very hefty 210 gram advertised weight with the stainless steel bracelet. Another thing to note is that it's got 20mm lug width with stainless steel solid end links.
It comes with the 4R15 in-house Seiko movement, which is non-hacking and non-manual wind. It has a 50-hour power reserve. It tends to run from our measurements about 10 seconds fast per day out of the box, and it has 200 meters of water resistance, and it's an ISO certified diver's watch.
And like I just mentioned, it's got a stainless steel case, which is a very nice brushed finish on it. Let me take it off here to show you. And I don't know if you can hear, but the bracelet is a little loud, but better than most Seikos. So we've got a stainless steel safety clasp, which you can see right here, which isn't too bad, but we do have the diver's extension right here, which if I can open it, I will show you. And there it is almost. So we get a little bit extra for all of you divers out there. Or you desk divers that think you're cool. Next we've got a decorated case back. It's actually quite a nice looking piece. Seiko did a great job with that. And we also have a Hardlex crystal on the front, which isn't quite as scratch resistant as your much sought after sapphire crystal, but it does the trick, and it also has one-sided AR coating.
You'll notice in terms of the face, it has Arabic numbers, and it's a military style dive watch, and it has the Lumi-Bright luminescent accents. It tends to be brighter than the Monster, which we'll take a look at a little bit later. And the only complication to this relatively simple looking watch is a 4 o'clock date.
So we're going to talk a little bit, what is it like to wear this watch? The first thing that comes to mind is kind of like strapping an anchor to your wrist. It is, like I said earlier, a very substantial watch. It has actually a surprisingly balanced feel to it. You could, as you can see, it's not too thick at 13mm. You could probably squeeze it under a cuff, but at a business meeting, it might be slightly frowned upon when you show up with this gargantuan monstrosity of a watch.
And really, I think that's one of the beautiful things about this watch is how well it fits that tool watch sort of persona. The very simple, huge Arabic numbers are very, very easy to read in the night or during the day. With the tool watch, you kind of want something that has that heft to it. You know, you want to feel like it's solid, that you are wearing something. It's not a dress watch where you almost want to not know that you're wearing it. And those are some of the things as far as actually wearing it that I really enjoy about this watch.
So one of the other things that I personally love about this watch is the fact that I can't get the diver's clasp. There we go, back on. Just kidding. Is that it has a fairly nice feeling bracelet, which unlike some of the cheaper Seikos is not too bad. I mean, it's a little bit loud, but I mean, for this price range, which these you can find for anywhere from $270 to $400 online, and they are getting increasingly hard to find new. So do try to get one if you can. But getting back to the bracelet, it's a nice feeling bracelet. Has a very positive feel on the wrist, as I'll show you right now. I mean, wow, I haven't worn this in a while, and it certainly does feel and look very, very, very nice.
In terms of kind of the overall fit and finish, this is really one of the things that Seiko excels at in terms of price per quality. The rotation on the bezel for a watch at this price feels really great. The solid end links certainly make the bracelet feel really nice and really strong. Maybe it doesn't compare to a dive watch that's running you above $1,000, but you're paying a fraction of the price, and this really, especially compared to the Seiko 5s, feels really strong. There's very little play in between the end links, and just the overall craftsmanship, which you can tell on the decorated case back, kind of the decoration on the clasp itself really goes a long way. I think that in terms of our only complaint is that the screw down crown feels a little grainy.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that. That's honestly probably my biggest complaint, and the fact that the movement is non-hacking. So for all of us junkies out there that like to set it to the US clock, it doesn't really bode too well to that. But you can get around that by kind of winding it back as that time approaches. And like Ross mentioned, the bezel does have a nice feel. I mean, it's not too stiff. It actually feels similar to a Monster, I'd say, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely. I actually like it a little bit better than the Monster. I'd say it has a little bit more feedback. It's a little bit more consistent. Both of them really have a nice bezel. I prefer this to be a little better. And just the overall design's really nice. You'll see the kind of the coin-edged bezel looks great. A detail that not too many manufacturers really get right, and Seiko tends to pretty often. And just the overall kind of organic feel to the dial I really like. It has really kind of soft features and really just beautiful to look at, kind of the beautiful simplicity of it.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. That's probably one of my favorite aspects of the watch is definitely the design. I just think they did a fantastic job with blending the readability of the military style dial with the versatility of the dive watch. So if you're gonna have one watch that you're gonna wear, which I don't think any of us really have one watch that are into them, but I would say it's a great timepiece to have. And we will actually show you a shot of what the lume looks like in the dark, and it's absolutely phenomenal. It stays bright through pretty much an entire night, and it will attract bugs. That's how bright it is. Like literally they flock to you and then they like sit on your arm. No, I'm kidding. It's not that bright, but it's quite bright. So I hope you've enjoyed the review, and we'll see you in another video.